One, sign please from mankind.
By now, just about everyone is aware of the potential threat posed by near-Earth approaching asteroids. But compared to human lifespans, large impact events are relatively few and far between. And on much shorter timescales, these same objects could provide the raw materials to drive intriguing new industries to benefit people on Earth. At least, that's the value proposition articulated by a new venture called Planetary Resources, Incorporated.
We talk about asteroids as a source of things like platinum and palladium and rare metals, but they're also a source of things that are of value to being human. Water, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, the things that are critical for human life. So as we begin to expand the human species beyond the surface of Earth into space, we're going to need access to these for breathing, for drinking, for rocket fuel, for growing plants, for evolving humanity beyond just the bounds of Earth to become a multiplanetary species.
Now, despite the name, Planetary Resources' primary intention is not to mine asteroids and bring their precious materials back to Earth, though that's not completely out of the question. But rather, the main goal is to give humanity many of the substances and much of the energy sources needed to settle the inner solar system.
I think if we have any hope of establishing ourselves permanently in space, we have to have humans and our space establishment self-supporting. We have to find the resources that will allow us to operate in space using the resources that we find there. Those include water and radiation shielding, structural metals, and out of that self-supporting establishment, we might find materials that are important enough to bring back to Earth.
Beyond helping to find and plot the paths of near-Earth objects that could threaten civilization, Planetary Resources intends to soon make good use of a few of them. At first, to fuel spacecraft, a dramatic cost savings over lugging an equivalent mass of fuel up out of the deep gravity well of Earth.
Planetary Resources will revolutionize the way space is explored by enabling the creation of a network of fuel depots around the solar system. The reason space exploration has been so expensive till now is that every pound of fuel and air and consumables that we need to take to space we have to bring from the surface of the Earth. Using the resources of space to explore space is what will enable that bright future that we all dream of.
You might call this venture the microprocessor revolution of space development. A dramatic reduction in the size of a space program needed to achieve an important result. And that's exactly what the founders of Planetary Resources hope to achieve.
Planetary Resources' mission is to gain access to the natural resources of space by mining near-Earth approaching asteroids. With technological advances that are coming out of exponential technologies and investors willing to bear the risk, small teams are now able to literally do what only governments and large corporations could do before.
This is likely to be a long and fascinating effort. Stay with us at space.com for full coverage of what may become one of the most important business and human stories of this young century. I'm Dave Brody. Space.com.
habitation on the moon. We can visit other people with their habitation. We can keep track. If there's something very important to be developed from the moon, I'm not sure what it is right now. And I sure think we should identify what it is for America to make such gross expenditures again for human habitation on the moon. We can help. We can join with. Together, we can explore the moon and develop the moon. We should go boldly where man has not gone before. Fly by the comets, visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars. There's a monolith there, a very unusual structure on this little potato-shaped object that goes around Mars once in 7 hours. When people find out about that, they're going to say, who put that there? Who put that there? Well, the universe put it there. If you choose, God put it there.
400 billion stars, that we are looking out on a potential progression of civilizations that literally would appear to ancient peoples, and this is where I disagree with Giorgio. I think if those folks showed up tomorrow, there'd be a whole bunch of people worshiping them, starting with John Boehner. Because power absolutely bows down to more power. And this represents stunning power. Kardashev in the paper laid out that there were type 1, type 2, type 3, and possibly higher level civilizations. And each was marked in his paper by an increase in the amount of available energy they controlled. Type 1 was the ability to control energy of an entire planet. Type 2, an entire star system. Type 3, an entire galaxy. And when you get above type 3, you're literally, you know, dealing with what was the civilization in Star Trek played by you know the guy I mean? Q. The Q, yes. You know, you're basically in the Q continuum up here. And unlike Kardashev, who of course was using only available energy as the determinative of this type 1, type 2, type 3, once you get above type 1, the way you get there is by tapping into torsion field hyperdimensional physics. So basically anything beyond a type 1 and you're at the level of God.